And um, both politically, both in the entertainment industry and all of that. But I know at least two, three of them who went into marriage out of arrangements. One is that very one that is so popular around us, but I'm not going to mention the names with help, But the thing is, the husband is actually a politician, and she is a public figure. Let's leave it there. That particular marriage was arranged.
According to my own point of view, it's like two parties, like a guy and a girl coming together. Like they have this common goal, which is love,
Yeah.
this affection they feel for each other without any circumstances. They'll still go for it, they'll still go for what they want. Then coming to arrange marriage.
I can't please them. One of it I would say is that in arranged marriage is like a trade and barter, a failed trade and barter. Okay? Because one, like my colleague said, you're being deprived of your rights. I feel your rights covers everything. You're being deprived of communication. You're being deprived of love.
Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Come on, baby. Let's have it.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my viewers. I welcome you all to today's edition of the Blank Talk Show. And today's edition, we have an interesting topic still about relationship. And the topic is between love marriage and arranged marriage, which is most preferable? And about the difference between love marriage and arranged marriage. And I have three important personalities who will as well talk on this topic. And the most important person I have here is the newly appointed SA to the governor on defense and family planning.
You know, it's small event family planning, events planning,
Okay,
and media.
And media.
Yeah.
You're welcome to this.
Thank you very much,
He's
boss.
by name King Shaliba.
Yes.
He's the CEO of Shaliba Center, which is coming up in the month of May.
Yes.
Yet to be-
Yes, date yet to be released. And of course, the CEO of Sea Luxuries. Please don't always forget my interior part.
You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
Thank you, boss. Thank
Then
you.
on my right, I have a beautiful Malabar, all the way from where she came from. What is the name?
Joyce Vincent.
George. You look at Igbo, like people live in Manchester.
Onye.
You're welcome to the show. Then I have my let's say my colleague back then in secondary school. We got together, we did things together. And I'm very lucky to have you in the show. And I read by name. What is the name?
You're now.
Welcome to the show. Okay, so before we start, please don't forget to comment on this video and please share it. And of course, if you have any question to ask any of them, feel free to drop it in the comment section. I will get back to them and see what get back to you. So back to the topic, what the difference between the love marriage and arranged marriage. Please, I'll start with you.
Okay, the difference. It's very simple now. Love marriage is a marriage that occur between two parties who have come together in a very good and beautiful relationship. Like, it's very simple. A marriage that occurs out of friendship, from friendship to how will I call it, to love itself. I have to love you before I get married to you. So it's as simple as calling it a love marriage. Then arranged marriage, yes, that one is normal. It's more visible in our outward, like outside Nigeria, where two parties might decide to come into a contract. In other words, to call it contract marriage. This is a marriage where both parties come together and maybe for a particular aim. This one is like, okay, I have there's this contract I want to achieve, and if I'm not married, I can't get it. Then what can I do when I get married? So they come together and they are doing this for the sake of their career or something. So that's to me, that's my definition of an arranged marriage. So it's something both parties come together in agreement and be like, okay, let's do this for the sake of this. So that's it for me.
Let's say love marriage, according to my own point of view, it's like two parties, like a guy and a girl coming together. Like they have this common goal, which is love,
Yeah.
this affection they feel for each other without any circumstances. They'll still go for it, they'll still go for what they want. Then coming to arranged marriage, let's say it's like this family and this family are into politics and they need their children to start start from where they stop. So now they will not go for arranged marriage so
Not
that
someone that is in their,
yes, in their village, like in
category.
their group, yes. So they will now go for an arranged marriage in order to make the family name grow.
Okay.
That's a good point. Peter.
I'll first of all start with arranged marriage. My colleague said something that it happened outside the country, but I want you to like you take that statement because arranged marriage is what we see in the north. Let me
Okay.
dive in now into the northern states. You see families coming together, just like my colleague have said, they are betrothed right from childhood. That you want to do good. There's no intimacy, no affection, no communication.
Yeah.
You just know that your father have told you or your mom has said it out to you that when you get to this stage, we'll be handing you over. And at that point, it abuse your right. Now let's go to love marriage. When we talk of love marriage, the word love is a very broad institution on its own.
Yeah.
Likewise, marriage is a very big institution on its own. When we are talking of love, we are talking of sacrifice, we are talking of attention, we are talking of is it so many things, value. Okay? There are so many things you derive from it. So now, for you to love someone, there must be something that person has that you have seen. There is a value that person has cultivated in her that you now long for. Now, if you should advance further and say, okay, let's settle down, let's take it to another step. It is an institution that you want to do. And in that institution, it is you and yourself with your partner. So in summary, I'll say that love marriage has to do with affection. It has to do with you being betrothed by your emotions and your own wisdom. You have this wisdom that this person will not fail you. You have this wisdom that this person keeps you good company. You have this wisdom that this person is always there for you. If you go to arranged marriage, it's not like that. You're just betrothed to someone, and in most cases, you don't communicate. The person just knows that okay, when I'm set for it, I'll just alpha. Let's go back to where we started from. That's all I have to say.
So, looking at arranged marriage, now from what you all have said, now please can you give us the consequences of arranged marriage?
There are consequences. Okay. First of all, let me withdraw that statement. As I earlier said, I said that was from my own point of view because I think what makes your point a point is your ability to realize or see it from a different angle. And me, I see most of this. To me, I'm not so how will I put it? I'm not so deep into the knots, so I don't understand how they do it. In as much as I'm not ignorant of the things they do here, but at least these other ones, I have like 1, 2, 3 of my colleagues, 1, 2, 3 of my friends, 1, 2, 3 of my relatives who are staying there, and getting to hear their information and what they give as a feedback there is what I'm using as my own point of view. So, but and you coming saying this here, it's a different point too for me, which I really adapt to and I like it. So whatever however it was, I still enjoy it regardless. Then the consequences, just like you asked, to me, I feel just like you said, yeah, it doesn't give you the right to choose what you want. It deprives you of your own rights, human rights. Because guy, I will not want to mention name, but I know that there's a certain man, both politically, both in the entertainment industry and all of that. But I know at least 2, 3 of them who went into marriage out of arrangements. One is that very one that is so popular around us, but I'm not going to mention the names with hell. But the thing is, the husband is actually a politician, and she is a public figure. Let's leave it there. That particular marriage was arranged, and I feel if you're bringing up an arrangement, someone like me, I will not even want to put myself through that um put myself through that issue or through that level of arranged marriage, not even to my kids.
Yeah.
Because guy, why would I want to put you through that stress when I know that from the age of 18 you have the right to choose,
Yeah.
what you want and the way you want to. So I think one of the major consequences is you deprive me of my rights. Yes, you cannot be
choice.
yeah, you deprive me of my rights, what I want, my choice, and that alone is a mental stress. It's a very big mental stress, and to me, I don't think it's necessary. So I will only give one of the points I'm aware of, which is what I just said, and I'll leave the rest to my colleagues. If needs be, I'll still train my feet.
So
Yeah.
look at the consequences of arranged marriage.
Okay, my own point of view from what my colleague just said. Let's say my own consequences if I happen to be in that kind of shoe. Like my spouse, I won't be free with him in the sense that whatever I need as a girl child, as a woman, I won't be able to tell my husband because I've not been attached to him. I've not
Yeah.
been close to him.
Emotionally attached.
There's no relationship between the both of us. So I won't be free with him. And that is one thing I will try to avoid if I happen to be in that shoe. So that's just
So in the course of being okay, not being free,
yeah.
now is there no possibility of you withdrawing from the arranged marriage?
No,
That would only happen if both parties come to an
to an
agreement
agreement.
that there's always room for divorce.
Before
Yeah.
Because guy, I know of a particular home. In fact, like, don't get it twisted. Most of these homes that comes up with this arranged marriage will not give you room for divorce, because most of them, they do this out of contract.
Yes.
You understand? My partner politician, and you now, I send you go big school. Do you understand?
Yeah.
School where they pay how much million or how much thousand, and you from nowhere, you say now one small boy for village, one Charlie Bars there for village, we don't get anything to offer. Now you won't go meet because say the boy saying they do entertainment. See, bro, I've come to understand that. I think this is becoming more interesting. So let's hold on. Let me allow you finish because I have some points.
okay.
I have things to say, but let's hear from him also.
Okay, one of the consequences, after there are a lot of consequences, but I can't finish them. One of it I will say is that in arranged marriage is like a trade and barter, a failed trade and barter. Okay? Because one, like my colleague said, you're being deprived of your rights. I feel your rights covers everything. You're being deprived of communication. You're being deprived of love. You're being deprived of attention, affection,
Emotion.
so now, I don't know you, you don't know me, but due to one political, or it may not be political,
Yeah.
but it may be something, maybe career aiming position, and I had to like trade you for that position, and at the cost of trading you, I'm trading your happiness,
Yeah.
I'm trading your freedom. So let's say you were seeing a guy before you went into this union, this arranged marriage. This guy was making you feel comfortable, but here you are, you're just stagnant. You don't have a say because when you want to express yourself, you'll be like, you keep quiet. Now you feel abused.
Yeah.
You're being abused, and that is the worst thing that can ever happen. That is in arranged. I'm still saying marriage is very, very far from it. We are going through marriage. Funny enough, in this century we are finding ourselves, people are still facing these challenges. Let's go into the actresses, let's go into politicians, let's go into career. There are some actresses, they are facing these abuse. What happened? You wanted a career, you went to a big man that you know, he linked you up, and when he linked you up, one of his conditions was to marry myself. And you got married, at the end of the day,
Like in reality, not in movie.
in reality it happens,
Yeah, it
but they
happens.
won't come out to tell you. The social media today, we have painted it somehow towards that side. You go into the room, you're bullied. But when you come out, you need to wear a fake smile just to
Yeah.
make people understand. But the content is you're being deprived of your freedom. So the consequences I find is that one, you're being abused of your privileges, and there's nobody coming to rescue you if you don't step out. I'll just leave it for my colleague if he has any other thing to say.
Sorry, please, before you complete that. Now, I would love to call you because I love being, being outspoken and stuff like that. Now, looking at the case of Regina Daniel, and I think they used with net, something like that.
Yeah.
Now, that kind of marriage, we call it arranged marriage or love marriage.
Political higgy haga. And but okay, this is it, yeah.
Okay.
I would not want to call it arranged, maybe I would like want to call it love. But I want to throw that question back to you. Hmm? Very simple, very simple. Let me throw a question back to you. You're my dad, yeah, and she's your daughter. She's in her 18, 19, 20, and a man of 50, 60, of which they never had any intimacy with, they never had any relationship with, they didn't have any affair or something. Nothing came in between both of them. Nothing brought both of them together, and that man happens to come one day. You're just sitting down, we are out here seated, and you see one very old, good-looking man come in, and it's like, this is your daughter. I want to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage. Sincerely, this is the court, nothing but the truth.
Okay.
What would be, because now this is where she comes into play. It is her right to agree or not to agree.
Yeah,
But sincerely, as a father, as at that moment, what will be the first answer that will come out from your subconscious mind? No politics, don't think, just say the way it is.
Yes,
He's in his
I didn't add well.
He's fine, he's
Okay,
wealthy, everything. And don't forget, he is in his 60s. And your daughter is almost in her 20s. What would be, in as much as he's very rich, bro, what would be that very first? See, the thing is, no matter how we want to deceive ourselves, there's one thing God gave to us which can never lie to us, and that thing is called conscience. No matter how you want to see your conscience, if your conscience is not in agreement with what you're doing, that means there's something you're not doing right.
Of course, you're
Do you
right.
get?
You're right.
Now, you want to go to a particular place, your conscience is dragging you, telling you not to go. The sign is very simple. It means your conscience is not in agreement with what you do. So now, looking at it from your subconscious mind, and this man just appears, what will be that first reaction that will come into your mind? Will it be a reaction of a yes or a no, without even airing it out?
It's so critical.
Do you know why I'm asking this question this way? Because I'm trying not to be the one to answer this question. I want you to use your mouth and answer.
Okay, to me, well, I'll give it a contour because I'll have to talk to my daughter.
This guy is a politician.
No. I'll have to talk to
But bro, you get where my point is.
I get it. And if I was to do a comment on that, I would say,
Bro, no.
you know,
Simple. What are we saying? So now, looking at it from that angle, you will come to agree with me that your daughter first of all, your daughter don't know this man. You just know, say, okay, this man is one wealthy man. They never get one-on-one discussion, conversation. Now saying that my mama just one trigger because say she won't make family do all right. And your daughter get one very fine bobo like this my handsome friend here, where she dey crush on. They don't even, and they set together, they do one or two. Then you just bring one man because the man get money. And you're like, who is Charlie Bass? Is it because he has a name? Does he have money? Understand?
Yeah.
The moment your daughter first, as at that moment, will not be in agreement. Let's not deceive ourselves. As at that period when that thing happened, even me and you will agree that, see, Regina grew into the marriage.
Yes, exactly. You're right.
She grew into the marriage. I don't know if you have any other points, but she actually grew into the marriage. But if you're talking about marriage at first sight, I will tell you for a fact that she was not cool with it. So that brings us to another phase where we'll say that most times, some negative things turns out to become a positive one. Because if you be no push up put day like that, today should not be. I don't think should be that happy. Because just recently, 13th of February, there was a very nice sharp card where they used do a Valentine.
Ferrari now.
If I
Give it
if
everywhere.
I have anything to say in this arranged marriage, to be this way. What we find ourselves today is depending on two things: stupid, money, and wealth. Now, if you don't have those two things as a struggling guy or as an independent kid, you don't have to establish something like that. Trust me, you're in for the long run. And
Sorry, you say money and wealth.
yes,
Wealth is money.
Same.
you
Okay.
can have money and wealth, you're not wealthy.
Okay, true.
That's why I put it that way.
Yes,
Money
yes.
and wealth. In the case of this so aspect you are talking about, take out the money, what is wealth?
Wealth.
So when you turn around and look at, when she turn around and look at her back,
Yeah.
she knows that the money thing will be like lot of wealth
Yeah.
she can fall back on and use it to bounce back. Now let me bring that wealth now into the table. As an independent guy, as a struggling guy, if you don't have these two things, you're in for a long run. And it always takes the grace of God for you to catch up with the right person. Trust me, today relationship is based on what do you have to offer or what can you offer me as a lead. But as a guy, what do you want? You just need someone that when you turn and look at you, like I draw strength from you, I draw happiness from you.
Comfort,
For women, they are focusing on the luxurious things.
Is it true? Sorry, is it true?
Some women.
Okay.
Some writers say luxury or nothing.
Yes.
That's
Flavor
it.
Nabania.
It's a luxury or
Or
nothing.
nothing.
And if you go to the society today, most of us will be like, oh, what exactly, what is this? There was a time when this Tinubu administration was about coming this far. We had this show train, is it for what? Is it for that?
What do you do?
I have a friend who sent someone money and they just sent that voting. I was just laughing. Instead of us together, we just started laughing. Nothing told that guy to end the relationship. But first of all, he likes this girl for some qualities and we happened to see it. And when we saw it, he was like, I want to do something. Along the line, something changed.
Yeah.
And when this girl started acting weird to me, he started controlling his nerves. So at this point, this was his last video. And the girl was like, I need this. And it wasn't just to that amount. But he had to just, as a guy, if you love someone, you sacrifice.
Yeah.
He gave it out of sacrifice. And the guy replied him, what is this for? Wow.
Is it forever? You for Gary.
So at that point in time, the concepts change. Let's come back to where I started from. You see, there are two things, money and wealth. What is it? What exactly is it in arranged marriage? And let's ask ourselves that question. Why do people go into arranged marriage? You don't know. You just wake up and you're betrothed, and at some point you're asking yourself, anyhow it is. In the case of Regina Daniel, I'll say it's the contract marriage. I'll be very
Contract.
honest with everybody. I'll see it as the contract marriage. When it's time for all the cash to be done, people will all see it. Because I feel at some point it's going well. As far as it's going, I'm still here. Marriage is for better for worse. We do not define that in the beginning. It is for better for worse, in sickness and in health. The better may be long. The worse is always a trial moment. This is how the worse will be to before you know it's gone. So in that process, I'll say it's the contract marriage. So the contract signed between her mom and the man who came involved. So as the man is taking care of not just her and her mom, we are okay. So as it seems, everybody, all of us now, we are just looking out to see how far it will. I think this should be about this 7 to 8 days now. So
7 to 8 years.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I think when that incident happened, we were all in secondary school.
Yes, you're right.
I'm done with school. I finished school last week. So that duration of time, at least I've spent close to about 6 years. I'll add it like 7 to 8 years. So let's not see how it goes.
Wow, it's wonderful. Okay.
And that Regina Daniel was my crush.
But I guess now.
Jesus. And the worst part of my own is that there was no money and there was no wealth.
But now,
Still no money, no wealth. What can I say?
God have it the best.
I beg my brother.
Okay, before we bring this talk show to a conclusion, I have a very nice question. Now, does it really mean that when it comes to love marriage, there are no negative, effects or negative, like all the experience about fight, quarrels, divorce, it does go smoothly.
But it's not even possible. As long as we are all humans, it's not possible for one not to have misunderstanding. It's not possible. Yeah, we are two different species coming from two different homes, two different backgrounds, facing two different parents who brought us up in a two different way. Omo, you can't expect me and the worst, if care is not even taken, we have two different how do I call it, blood group and genotype. So you don't expect me to act the way you're acting. When two people are coming together, guy, there is always room for fight, especially in our today Gen Z generation. Gen Z generation, where one person will be acting so abnormal and will be calling it there's this thing they call it mood swing, and some will even attach it to their this one will say I'm a Leo, this one will say I'm a zodiac sign nonsense. See, it's not possible, especially those of us that are so that are always on TikTok. You realize that there are sounds, when you use this sound, you see right up. One will be like, if she's not tearing you apart, then she's not your babe. She's not your real girlfriend. All of those things. So there's always room for anger. There's always room for misunderstanding. But your ability to fall back to each other after a fight or argument is what makes the relationship strong. Do you understand? Right. But that also doesn't give room to bully. Do you understand? It doesn't give room to how do I call it? There's a word for it. It doesn't give room for violence or anything. So a situation whereby this place is becoming more toxic. In worst case, if it's becoming more toxic, let it slide. No will not come use say if he doesn't act like a madman, if he doesn't wipe you like Undertaker is not your man. Omo, no try and bro. I'm looking at you, auntie. I'm looking at you, and I'm telling you, when the relationship is getting out of hand, the best thing for our safety is for you to leave. I leave, because when you leave and I leave, that means both of us will live forever. Amen.
Amen. You're right. Okay, but please.